92.3 Amp Radio.
February 3rd is dropping Full Speed. Your
Yes.
third album.
Third album, second major label album.
So let us know the difference, man. What do we got coming?
The difference is, man, growth. I just feel like, Full Speed kind of represents just having the confidence and the growth and really, picking a direction to go, man, and attacking it. I think, with the first album, My Own Lane, it was kind of like me getting across, who Kid Ink was to a lot of new fans. And at this point now, I think, the fans that have accepted me are going to accept me. And there's still a lot of new fans who don't know. So I still get to, make some new ones. But I feel like the fans that I wanted to gain from the last project, man, are listening and everybody's paying attention now.
You did a collab with Fifth Harmony.
Yeah, man, we just they just dropped and announced that, man. It was dope. Record's called Worth It. I worked on a couple records on their upcoming project, so it was dope to actually land one. I wrote some other ones, but to be on, featured as one is dope look. I think they're kind of buzzing right now, yeah.
And you, in essence to your other album, you really are kind of staying your own lane with your own sound and what you're going for and what you're doing. Yeah. New album, you got a lot of people showing up on the album. My favorite I got to know about, and you got to share me story if you have it, is Mr. Pied Piper himself.
I think, it was dope. I was able to work on this R. Kelly record, and I wasn't able, because we were actually trying to work on the record since the first project, and I think the first song didn't play out as well. Even though it was a dope record, it's just we didn't get the time to really get in it and get it done. And with this time, even now, I was on tour, on the road a lot, and I really had just got off the road only a couple weeks ago. So from there, I wasn't able to get into the studio with him, but I was definitely very, responsive as far as the record putting together. And it was dope because at first I just sent the record and didn't really explain to him what we needed, because it was just like, I'm on the road. It's like, send it and get it done. Yep. And then when he sent it back, it was kind of like, all right, this is dope, but I think, we can make it even bigger. But at that time, you're thinking, like, how do I tell R. Kelly,
this is what I want, and you can't do anything about it.
right. And like, R. Kelly, I need can you add a little bit of this and maybe do this and tweak this a little bit? It's like kind of hard to think about telling, a legend or something like that. But, it worked well, what I'm saying? I was able to explain what I needed done. He sent, the revisions, and really enjoyed the record after that. And I think it's going to be a cool look.
Is that what it's been like a lot now with, when putting together your album, well, thank God for technology, but you could be somewhere across the globe and get some work done on that album, instead of everybody having to make sure I'll be back in studio in January. This has to be done here. Like, all your artists, like, did you get to link together with people, or is it mostly hitting your voice of like, yo, this is what I want you to do, this is what I want you to do?
Nah, it just depends. Like, with me just being on the road a lot, it definitely was hard to work on my own album and just other people's features and stuff people would send me as far as just recording on the road. But when I was actually able to get off the road and be in the studio, I like to have the songs ready first and then invite people in to get on the record. So I was still able to, link up with a lot of people on the project and really, talk to them, even if it's making phone calls while they're in the studio, because some people like to work in their own studio in different cities and that. But if that's the case, I still like to be right there and be talking on them, on the phone, emails, going back and forth, send me this, add this. So a lot of people I got to work with, and some people I didn't. Like Chris, I get in the studio with Chris. It's more so, going to record plant, sitting, playing the records, going over them. With Trey Songz, it's kind of like the same thing, where I'll call him up, send me some records, send you some records back. He's somebody who likes to work, in his house, in the seat, engineering himself and doing stuff like that. So it just depends on the artist sometimes. But I personally like to be in the studio, because you get to explain what you need. You don't have to worry about them sending you a verse back that they didn't really like, or they didn't know what you were talking about, so the subject matter is completely different. Or when you go through the label, they're just doing it for the check, so you come back and it's just like, this has nothing to do with what I was talking about. The energy is terrible. It's hard. I already paid you for it, so I can't even ask you to do it again, because you're good. And
I already spent that money.
Right, so it's kind of over with that. But, luckily, I was able to work with a lot of the people, man, and just be relationships, you know what I'm saying?